I wanted to talk about a trick I learned to help make your projector maybe look better than it ever has before, with a very, very simple thing that you probably have just sitting around your house. So I'm actually running two projectors in the theater right now per some of the recent videos. I've got my trusty JVC NX7 up there, and I've got the new Epson LS12000 laser. However, I learned about a trick for making sure that you dial in your projectors the right way. That seems so obvious now that I know it, that I figured I'd make a quick video about it and share the concept. So as I was flipping back and forth, getting the Epson set up in conjunction to running the JVC, there's a lot of projector setup that goes into having a unit throw the right image and make all the tweaks and shifts and all of that. And one of the important elements of dialing in well to make sure that you have a nice sharp image is the projector focus. So pretty much every projector nowadays gives you a grid like this, and you kind of control all three things on this grid. You control focus, shift, and the zoom. In general, you want to move things around. You want to get your zoom and your shift all set for where you want the image on the screen. And then generally I would say do focus last, because focus changes as you may move things around and particularly zoom in and out. I had a couple folks over, a couple local folks from AVS Forum while we were doing this, and he was actually helping kind of dial in the Epson, and he whipped out a sheet of paper, regular old printer paper, white printer paper, in order to set the focus on the projector. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Why are you doing that? Well, I've got an acoustically transparent screen. The screen has weave and it has texture and stuff. You really can't see that when you're sitting further back. However, when you get right up to the screen, looking at very, very fine detail, well, texture and weave, those types of elements on your screen affect what you're looking at, sharp and up close like that, and particularly for focus. How do you know that you're getting your lines and your text dialed in to the absolute maximum degree of focus if you're losing some of that detail in the texture or in the weave? So in order to dial in focus, you basically just take your piece of paper, right, and hold it on the screen, move it around for whatever specific line or text that you're trying to dial in. And you take all of the weave out of the equation, you take all of the interaction or negative effect of any texture that the screen might be imparting by having a smooth, white, simple piece of paper. So really cool trick. I'm going to start using that, and I would actually think also to use this for things like pixel alignment, where you're having the multicolor pixel arrays. I did a video on that a while back using just the screen, although when I did it at the time I had the simple non-acoustically transparent, like flat white Stewart. And so if you have that kind of screen, maybe this is less of a trick. But again, if you have anything with texture or color or weave and other elements that might be affecting your ability to see the finest, closest edge detail of the proper focus setting for your projector, for your throw distance, for your zoom, this is a really great trick, and I'll be using this essentially forever now as I change projectors or move projectors and experiment and all of that with my room. So now the only thing I need is a younger pair of eyes to do this soon. I need to get my daughter and my son in here, because I'm screwed for just about anything in the first 12 to 14 inches of my vision now. I actually had to buy some magnifying reading glasses for the first time. Gotta love getting old. So printer paper, dial in your projector, super easy, super simple. So let me know, post in the comments if this is useful to you. Do you have any other kind of just so simple tips that you use to set up or dial in or put an exacting finishing touch on an element of your home theater or AV space? Sound off in the comments and let me know. Otherwise, please do all the regular YouTube stuff, of course. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, hit the super thanks if this is something that might be of use to you. And again, I'm curious if you have a woven screen, a textured screen, and you were dialing in focus and you bust out the piece of paper, do you actually end up moving the focus a couple ticks, up or down, to arrive at a slightly more focused image, a slightly more sharper focused image than you might have had before. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching.